The bed rack situation, the UTV decks. So I don't know, whatever you're supposed to call them. I'm just gonna call them UTV Deck because I think that's optimized for SEO reasons, and it's probably what you typed in to find this video. Anyways, I've been running a UTV deck for going on 3 years now. Here's my debatably shitty opinion on them. So when I was looking into getting a UTV deck, I couldn't find hardly any information that seemed reliable or honest about them. I'm sure there's a guy or two out there that wants to hear the good and the bads about these UTV decks. I'm Dell. This is Gamble Off-Road. We do UTV stuff mainly, but just off-roading things and cool stuff and like that. Fun. Cool. Let me get into the reason why we went the UTV deck and not with something else. We had a 1992 motorhome that we called Buffalo Bill. It was an absolute pile of shit in every way, but we loved it when it was parked. Driving it was a physical workout. You couldn't keep it straight going down the road. The body roll in every corner felt like it was gonna be your last. It ate 2 gallons of coolant for every drive, and it had no working AC. It really made it miserable to get out and go riding, which ultimately is what we wanted to do, so we dealt with it. We found out we were gonna have our first baby, and there was no way I was gonna put my kid in that death trap. So we sold it and went on the hunt for something safer. We really wanted to get a 5th wheel toy hauler, but that was just far outside of our budget. I also refused to run a bumper pull toy hauler. I had a bad experience in the past that I'm not gonna get into right now. We wanted something that would be reliable and need little maintenance considering we're expecting a baby for the upcoming season. And that's how we landed on our current setup. We pull a 30-foot travel trailer and a Toy Up brand UTV deck. First and foremost, if you're thinking of running a setup like ours, I think the truck is going to be the biggest deal breaker. I personally wouldn't put it on a 3/4 ton or something with a lot of miles on the chassis. We've had great experience with my 1-ton Duramax safety-wise. I guarantee the first thing you're gonna hear from someone is, that looks sketchy. I get that at least 1 time per trip, but I don't think it's sketchy at all. Everyone has seen those videos of guys rolling off of their ramps onto their pickup trucks. Yes, that is a huge concern, but just take your time, double, triple check that your ramps are square and your machine is lined up straight, and you'll be fine. Also, people love to watch you pull it up and back it off, so you'll just have to get used to that. The first couple times are nerve-wracking for sure, but you get over it pretty quick and it just becomes another chore. Some other considerations, loading can be pretty hard on your belt sometimes. You want to have a little bit of momentum when pulling onto the ramps, but not too much because you don't want to overshoot and land on the cab of your truck. I've slipped my belt a couple of times loading, but it is what it is. You also better hope your machine doesn't break down. I have a winch on the front of my razor if I need to pull it up, but if I end up ripping off an A-arm or something like that, I'm kind of screwed. You would assume the body roll on the pickup would be crazy, but it's really not. I mean, you do notice it obviously, but it's nothing to be really concerned with. I have a short bed pickup truck and my deck hangs over the back about 12 inches. I had to get a hitch extension that was rated for my trailer, not one of the cheap ones from Harbor Freight. It's, I think, Blue Ox, and it's rated for 10,000 pounds. It was expensive, but just get the nice one. Don't even risk it on the cheap stuff. Not all decks are built that way, or if you have a long bed, it's probably less of a concern. It's just something I wanted to note. Another thing I didn't really take into consideration when going this route was the ramps. I bought 12-foot aluminum ramps from longramps.com, and they were about $800 for the set, but they're rated for the machine and I haven't had any issue. When it comes to loading and unloading the deck itself, I do it by myself. I load it up in spring and keep it in until late fall because it's a huge pain in the ass to take it in and out, especially if you're by yourself. My deck is all steel and weighs about 600 pounds. I'm not the biggest guy in the world by any means at 133 pounds, but with some leverage and a lot of backing up and pulling forward, I'm assuming that you'll be fine too. When it comes to the straps, I run tire straps on all 4 corners. It's probably a little bit of overkill, but I'd rather play it safe. You're also going to want to pick up a step stool because getting around and down is a lot easier. My truck with the deck and the razor loaded comes in at 12 foot 6 inches tall. The biggest downfall of going with the UTV deck is the inconvenience. It almost doubled our load up time, and that's my biggest complaint. It's just a pain in the ass. It's not sketchy or scary, it's just a pain in the ass. Would I recommend it to somebody? Sure. Like I said earlier, if you have a sorted truck and you try to keep your trailer as light as possible, I'd absolutely go for it. Would I do it again? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to. We have a family of 4 now, and we need to get rid of our 2-seat RZR and get into a 4-seat machine. There's a high possibility that we will be getting a bigger UTV deck. Like I said earlier, I couldn't really find any opinions that I felt were genuine when I was looking into the UTV deck situation. So these are just my thoughts and opinions about it. If this helped anybody out there, just give me a like or a sub. It really helps with engagement and all that dumb stuff. If you have any questions about them specifically, just throw them in the comments. I will 100% reply. Thanks for watching. Okay, thanks. Bye.